Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Farming Simulator 15 with me, Brad M73. We are back playing on the new computers, of course, and I actually figured out a little trick. There's it's actually, you have to go into I think it's the game.xml file and edit one of the developer controls from false to true, and then I can hit, well here, let me turn my HUD back on. I can hit F2, which if you look up at the top, you'll see 60 frames a second up next to the time in green. And if I hit F3, it'll actually unlock the frame limiter, because essentially the game is limited by, frames per second. So if I hit F3, you'll see it kind of goes crazy. So it's in the 130 to 140 frames a second. You can see it's up in you can see the 4 there pretty prominently. Now, what's crazy is I can jerk my mouse back and forth, and looks pretty darn smooth. Now I am recording, so I can tell a very, very, very slight difference between when I'm not recording and when I'm recording. It looks a little bit more smooth when I'm recording. But I gotta say, guys, it looks super awesome, 9000. And unfortunately, you guys are only going to be seeing this in 30 frames a second, because that's what I upload to in YouTube. And plus, the quality that you see in YouTube is, because YouTube does all of its compression and all that kind of stuff. So I really have to say, I mean, the game looks absolutely incredible at 2560 by 1440. So instead of 1080p, I'm playing at 1440p, and it's a thing of beauty. There's just no better way to put it. So if you guys are looking at getting a new graphics card, I highly recommend, the GeForce GTX 980s. Pretty much any of them will do. As far as monitors go, there are very few on the market that actually have a refresh rate as high as 144 hertz. The Asus ROG Swift, that's a Republic of Gamers Swift. It's a 27-inch monitor which has 144 hertz or 144 frames per second display, and that's what I'm using, and it's just absolutely beautiful. I'm really, really happy with the monitor so far, and the actual gaming experience has really exceeded my expectations in all ways. And I know in the last video somebody asked if I could post my PC specs, which I did, and so I will have the PC specs at the bottom of the about. I think it's like the about section, or there's like a little thing under the video that says like show more, I think, and you click that and it'll expand, and you can read all about the game, and you can see all the computer specs that I had. I am still planning on posting the build video. I'm going to look at it a little bit more and see about getting that posted, so you guys can see that. But I just wanted to kind of put the frame counter up there so that you guys could see that, and you can really see what I'm playing at, even though, like I said, you guys are still going to be limited to 30 frames a second, which, yeah, I know it sucks. In the meantime, I think I am going to go and try and do some missions. So we're going to find the job board in town here, because as you can see, I've only got 120 something bucks left, and we want to make sure that we get some money. Get some money, honey. There's some wool rolling in there. But yeah, I was looking through NVIDIA has the software called the GeForce Experience, And it actually has, like for certain supported games, it has the optimal settings. Local tailor. So we assume they want a pallet of sheep wood. Oh, cool. Okay, accept that. Black and white. Okay. Wheat for grain elevator. Nah. How much do we... Oh, 96 tons. No. Not going to give him that much. All right, so let's go get a pallet of wheat. And I think this is going to give us more money for the wheat. Or, not wheat. Did I say a pallet of wheat? A pallet of wool. I think the mission is going to give us more money than we would normally get for a pallet of wool, which is good. Wait a second. Wait. It's, let's see, biogas, freight yard, and the... Oh, wait, that's probably a great demand of some sort. Wait, do we already... I'm thinking that maybe we already... We don't need to give him our wool, we just have to give him the wool... I don't know. I'm just going to go down here. We'll figure it out eventually, I think. But anyway, NVIDIA has their own not Republic of Gamers, their own NVIDIA GeForce Experience software. And there are certain games that are supported, certain games, aren't. Well, most games aren't, but there are some that are. One of the games that I have that is supported is Elite Dangerous. And the GeForce Experience the other day recommended to me to use the settings of the GeForce Experience, so I said sure. So it brought the game down from like about a 4x, I don't know if it was 4 or 8x anti-aliasing, I think it was 4x anti-aliasing down to 2x anti-aliasing, but instead of displaying it at 1440p, it actually renders the video at 4K. So internally, inside the graphics card, it's actually rendering at 4K resolution. However, it downscales that image to the 1440p, and you actually get a resulting image that looks far better than a normal 1440p image. Now, I don't know why I can't close courseplay. Oh, I think I have the... Daggone it, I think I have the button setting wrong for courseplay, so it means I'm going to have to sit there and stare at the courseplay. I forgot that. I think I screwed that up the other day, so I'm going to have to go back and change that. I'm sorry, guys. So basically, while I'm playing Elite Dangerous, I'm looking at a 4K image scaled down to 1440p, and essentially what ends up happening is you kind of get an additional anti-aliasing effect. Sorry. And aliasing, for those of you guys who don't know, aliasing is whenever you have kind of like a diagonal line, and I'm kind of trying to find... There we go. If you look at the trees here, you can see how as we move, the leaves kind of shimmer. That is actually an effect of aliasing. You can see it over there. Sometimes you'll see it on the leaves a little bit. That's actually not too bad. That could just be the normal leaves. I'll try to find a better example. Farming Sim actually has some pretty good anti-aliasing built in, so you don't really, at least I don't really notice it as much, at least not at 1440p. But if I see an example of it, I'll let you guys know. But it essentially creates an anti-aliasing technique that really smooths out little jagged lines. Actually, you can kind of see some like right under here. You can see kind of like how the line flickers maybe. And you might not see it either. Like once, by the time the video gets onto YouTube, the quality might drop to the point where, it doesn't make much of a difference anyway. All right, so there's one mission down. Let's go get our other pallet. See, I can't do anything because I think I screwed my courseplay up because I set the wrong key binding. Whoops. How? Oh, gotta get the trailer. Actually, do I have a courseplay? I can't. I can't do anything with courseplay right now. It's completely bugged out. Sorry, guys. But yeah, so it scales the 1440p or the 4K video down to 1440p for Elite Dangerous, and it just looks absolutely stunning. I can't even tell you like what a difference it makes. It is absolutely stunning, and I really hope that when Oculus releases the Rift, the Oculus Rift VR headset to the public, I really super hope that it'll have at least a 1440p screen, and I think they're getting there as far as small screen technology goes. I think they are really starting to get there. So I don't know. We might see 1440p. Yeah, and aside from that, I've just been kind of playing around with different games, like Assassin's Creed Black Flag. Kind of got caught, or not really caught up, but I'm playing a secondary profile that I'd started a long time ago, and just kind of getting used to the game again so that I can start playing it and actually finally get it finished out. And it just looks absolutely beautiful. It looks really good. Obviously, Farming Simulator looks great. What else? Euro Truck Simulator. I can run that at 1440p. I would say normally when you're out, just trucking down the road, it's pulling between like 100 to maybe 125, 130 frames a second. I'm trying to think how. If you get into the city where there's like a ton of traffic, it'll drop off quite a bit. Down to 60, 70, 80 frames a second or so, just kind of depending on what all is on the screen. But I'd say 90% of the time the game's going to be above 100 frames a second, and it just looks beautiful. Again, it's like getting the G27 driving wheel and playing Euro Truck. It's like a new game, and then you play it at such a high resolution with everything turned on. Then it's like an all new game again. For all you guys, all you kids that are wishing you could get a new computer, do some extra chores, save that money. You'll eventually get enough saved up where you can get a great video card, and you just have to. You can't let that money burn a hole in your pocket. I know how it is. I know how that money can be, but I set money aside, just bit by bit over the course of actually a few years, and to finally be able to buy this computer, and I can't really say exactly how much I paid for it. It was a lot, I will admit, and it's probably some of the things for just strictly gaming, especially the processor and the motherboard maybe to some extent might be a bit overkill for gaming right now, but I think down the road, I'm kind of looking at 1 or 2 years down the road, I think the games are actually going to have to catch up to the technology of my PC now, instead of my PC having to catch up, to the technology of the games. So, I think as, NVIDIA and ATI and Intel and AMD and those companies release more and more powerful processors, we are going to continue to see, games progress. And I kind of feel bad for people that, might be on a PC or even a laptop that, is 2 or 3 or, 4 years old. that might have an older graphics card with only, a gig of RAM or maybe even a half a gig of RAM. Unfortunately, those players are kind of getting left in the dust. And one good example of that is Emergency 5. Now, if you're a normal viewer of mine, I just released the first issue, or the first episode. I think it was episode 9, if I'm not mistaken, of Emergency 5, and that's the first episode that I did with my new computer. And if you watched it, you would have noticed that it basically runs fine now. Before I was having all kinds of problems. Even after the 1.2 patch, there were still some issues. And running it on this new PC, it's just, it's almost perfectly smooth. So I kind of ask myself, does that mean that, like, that is a game that's really requiring a lot of, processing power, not only CPU power, but graphics processing power? Are we starting to get there where the PCs are going to have to start, really catching up with, or with the gaming technology to some extent? And, if you've got an older computer, I mean, heck, my laptop, it was an Asus G750, which is an Intel i7 4700HQ, which is not, for a mobile processor, it's pretty top of the line. And we have to go and fill, well, not fill this guy up, but empty this guy again. Come on, come on. Okay. And it's a pretty good machine for what it is, but it just was still having problems playing Emergency 5, even at not even maxed out graphics settings. Instead of having it on ultra, I had it just on high, and it was having some stuttering issues. So I get that playing on the new PC, and it's just smooth. It's kind of like, is it a bug, or is it a issue where you just have to have a huge computer in order to run it? And I gotta say, I mean, Emergency 5 does look pretty nice, overall, but there's not really a whole lot going on in that game. So I still think maybe it's a combination, but I still think there's some bugs in that game. And having a supercomputer to kind of push through those bugs might help the game, but I don't know. So let's see, what else have I been playing? Oh, I played some Construction Simulator 2015. Runs great. Still a little bit, I can still see that there's like a frame rate drop in the city. Not so well, not really much. I mean, it's probably running 100 frames a second or so outside of the city. But yeah, it's, oh gosh, I passed up the drop-off point. Whoops. But yeah, outside of the city runs fine, just like it did before. But an even higher frame rate at a higher graphics setting. So yeah, it really does look nice. And let's see, what else? I'm not sure if I played much else. I'd have to look back at the desktop. I'm sure there've been other games like, 7 Days to Die. Actually, I'm only getting about 10 frames a second more in 7 Days to Die. That game is just it just hates computers, I think. But it's alpha still, and so we're harvesting corn. Oh, I want to get that darn courseplay thing off of there so bad. Look at that. That's a pretty cool view. Let's see if I can. There we are. There we are. Ooh, that looks cool. Rawr. That's pretty cool. Ah. Okay. Turn my, there we go. Okay, so let's head back. We'll go ahead and dump this off. Let the combine do its thing for a little bit. I thought about getting auto combine. Oh gosh, this chicken's kind of startled me there. I thought about getting auto combine because this field, you know, it's not square, so it's a little bit more difficult for the AI to combine it. Of course, I could also use courseplay if it was working, which I screwed it up. So, or I didn't screw up courseplay. I just, when I reinstalled all the mods and everything back on, or well, onto my new computer, there was a setting to open up courseplay that I didn't do correctly. So, I will rectify that after this episode for you guys. And I kind of realized we haven't done any logging in a while. I would do some logging right now if my courseplay was working, but it's not. Okay, let's see what this tractor is going to do. Oh, and then I heard Grand Theft Auto 5 got pushed back to the end of March, and I pretty much cried like a little girl. Supposedly, if you, as you know, as an I'm sorry gesture, Rockstar is offering a free game if you purchase or pre-order GTA 5 through their website by the end of the month this month. So I don't know. I don't even know what the link is. Google it or something. Who knows? If you pre-order GTA 5 through Steam, you'll automatically get, I think it's GTA, what is it, San Andreas or something like that? Whichever one that one was. So I don't know about that. I don't really have any interest in San Andreas, but they did have LA Noire on there on the Rockstar page. That's actually a really good game. It looks really nice. I've played through it already, so it's like all the games they offered, I think I've already played before, so I'm just like, I don't really want to waste that kind of money on it, but I don't know, who knows. Let's see, turn this, no. 60%, alright. I'm going to go and empty the combine here, and then I am going to try to find another mission to do. I guess I should probably get the red tractor and start reseeding, huh? That's probably a smart thing to do. I'm not sure how much corn I'm getting up to yet, though, so we'll take a look at that. Let's see, how much corn do I have? 72,000. For some reason, I thought I would have more than that, but oh well. Yeah, this guy right here. So we'll drive him back up, and we'll get him seeding probably wheat. Yeah, let's do wheat. because I think the weather's supposed to be nice. Where's the weather forecast? There it is. Yeah, the weather's supposed to be nice tomorrow, so I do want to plant today and harvest tomorrow when it's sunny. And I think that'll give me a better yield, I think. Still getting, 100, oh, there's 140. It was kind of funny. I posted a screenshot on my Facebook profile, and if you're interested in seeing it, you can find me on Facebook just by searching for Brad M73 Gaming. You can also go to my main channel page. There's a little Facebook icon on the main banner. You can click that. That'll take you there as well. But I posted a screenshot from the other day, a farming simulator, and it said 150 frames per second. Oh, wait, I had it. Well, I forgot. I didn't even do all this corn yet. So, wow, we got a lot of corn to harvest. Yeah. A lot of corn to harvest. Okay. So, well, I guess I will have to pick up the front weight here. Okay. I love having a head that, just rotates constantly. All right, there we go. Back that up a little bit more. Back that around that way. Okay. Oh wait. This is not the seeder I'm looking for. Where's my other seeder? Oh, there it is. It's over there. Well, at least I got that one out of the way, right? Right. All right, this is my cultivating seeder here. Okay. Hit F1 here to get rid of that window. All right. I wish you guys could really experience how smooth this really is. And plus my mouse is running at a DPI that I probably should buy like a proper mouse pad, because I can actually feel like my desk is wood. It's actually like, it's not really, it's like a laminate that's got like a wood texture surface on it. And I can even tell that there's like inconsistencies with how the surface, plays with my mouse, and sometimes even makes that a little bit uneven. Okay, I definitely don't want to plant grass. Okay, I think that's wheat. Okay, go. Okay. Let's go ahead. That just looks awesome. That looks so awesome. Uh-oh. I got dirt in the seat. We're going to have to give it the wash down. Oh, look at the corn. That looks like real corn. Better. That looks like huge kernels, though. Okay, so we're 81%. Man, that looks so awesome. Am I going to get to the other side of the field before I run dry? Well, I'm not going to really run dry, but Before I'm full. Let's just go ahead and... Where is it? There it is. Yeah, he's turning around. Okay, that's good. I'm never going to get there in time, but... He's gonna start off and then just stop. I can see it now. Oh, dump it, oh. If I can get enough dumped out, there we go. Yeah. I feel like I'm like doing a farming Starsky and Hutch J-turn or something. All the little kids are like, who the heck is Starsky and Hutch? That was like one of my favorite shows when I was a little kid. That or Adam 12 or Emergency. There was actually a TV show back in the 70s called Emergency. And I used to love watching that show. It was like a half-hour show. Really, it's like 20 minutes, you know, because of commercials. And Adam 12 was the same way, but it was like Adam 12 was like a police show back in, you know, the 70s, and Emergency was like a firehouse emergency ambulance kind of show. And it was they're fun to watch. They're very nostalgic to watch, I should say. And let's go ahead and put the pipe in. I need to cut these trees down is what I need to do. These trees up here are such a pain. Oh, wait a second. I don't want to go that way anyway. I want to go this way. Then I don't have to worry about them trees. I'm on there, no matter trees. That's my farmer voice, I guess. Get up around there, my trees. No, that's mean. That's mean to me to say that. I apologize. All the farmers are like, well, no, he's got a point there. It's true. All my cousins might be watching right now. They're like, man, that city boy, man, he's such bad. No, they don't talk like that. But it's funny, like, if I go out onto the farm and I spend some time out on the farm with my family, there is kind of like this draw, like this accent that, you know, farmers have, especially in my area. I'm sure it's like that around the country. And even as dialects change, if you go from the city out to, you know, farm country, the dialect that people speak is a little bit different. And so, and I tend to exaggerate it. I'm just trying to get a laugh out of you guys, so hopefully that works sometimes or most of the time. No, it never works. I'll just be honest, it sucks. I'm not a comedian. No, but no, like there are different you know, dialects. So anyway, if I go out, you know, and spend time with my cousins and my aunts and uncles and things like that, I end up kind of, you know, especially while I'm with them, I end up kind of talking that way a little bit. Because as I've said before, I kind of grew up in the summers, you know, spending time on the farm with my aunts and uncles. So, you know, you kind of have to talk that way to fit in, because otherwise, you know, everybody's, oh, you're that city boy, and it's like, no, I'm not. I'm that. You know, you try to, like, you know, have a country accent or something. Good fun times. All right, so how are we doing? How is our corn doing? All right, it's doing all right there. And he's just going to go, you know, whoops, he's just going to go back and forth. Kind of want to go see if there's any missions available still. What is that great demand we have? I'm pretty... Oh, it's biogas, I think. So it's either... That's probably silage. I don't have any silage, darn it. Okay. Where are we? Okay. I see where we... Oh, gosh. Well, there's a bulletin board up through the woods too, but there's one right up here as well. So I'll get that one, I guess. I'll keep the my little load status here. I think this is the load status app. I'll have to. Maybe I was gonna say maybe I should. I could actually boot up my old computer and look because I have the same mods. Then I wouldn't have to tab out. Yeah. All right, maybe I'll do that. Hey, I didn't know there was a gas station. Okay, anyway. I think it's the load status mod, if I'm not mistaken. There's two mods. It's either, I don't think it's the inspector mod. I think it's load status. I don't know. Glowing in the dark. Glowing in the dark. Falling fruit. What is falling fruit? Crate of pineapples. All right. Let's accept both of these. And, oh, yay, one of them's right here. What's going on with the combine? Why is it not fill? Oh, there it goes. I'm like, why is it not filling up? And then, of course, as soon as I tab out, it starts to fill up. So we're just doing some odd jobs here, trying to make a little bit of money, trying to wait for a great demand. Golly, I mean, I haven't gotten a great demand in like a trillion episodes. I kind of feel like I'm being hindered here because I know that as soon as I start selling stuff, like as soon as I sell all my canola, like 15 minutes later, there'll be a great demand for canola. That's just how that works. And I'm so lucky I turned up this way because I wasn't even paying attention. I'm just like, hey, I'm going to pick up this crate, and this seems like the logical direction to go. And thank gosh I went the right direction. Okay, where is the next one? Oh, back down there, all the way back down to the freight yard again. Ugh. Ba 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 da 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 da. It's like this is perfectly smooth for me. You guys are like, it's too dizzying. But if I spin my mic or my mouse around, you know, it's saying like 120 frames a second, and it's just perfectly smooth. I mean, it really is. It's pretty flippin' amazing, I have to say. Yeah, I think NVIDIA really stomped on ATI this time with the 980. I'm really happy with this video card. I was talking to somebody the other day about my thoughts on video cards, and he was saying, I think it was my buddy Farmer Clink, and he was basically saying, you know, he was thinking about getting the 960, and I was kind of making the point that, you know, if you read the NVIDIA press release on the 960, it's actually been delayed because they've had much heavier sales than expected of the 970s and the 980s, and it's delayed, I think they said, until end of the first quarter or possibly early second quarter of this year. So I don't know, we might start seeing those chips trickle in. And the expected retail, you know, manufacturer suggested retail price was $300. They said $300. So knowing what I know about PCs and computer parts, I kind of think that most manufacturers will probably undercut that a little bit. So let's say your baseline 960s are going to be between $250 and $300. Well, the lower end 970s right now are like $350, and even the high end 970s are like maybe 400 or a little bit more. But here's the thing about these new NVIDIA cards: you can overclock the crap out of them. They have such, about 33% less power consumption than the old generations, the 770s and the 760s and the 780s. They've got a third less power consumption, but they're way more powerful. And my thinking was, well, okay, the 970 is a lot more powerful than the 960 is going to be. If you look at it spec for spec, the 970, in a way, kind of blows the pants off the 960. And you really only have to spend, and again, I'm kind of speculating here, but about $50 to $100 more. Now, how long is it going to take somebody to save up an extra, 50 or $100? And I'm using Farmer Clink. I'm going to twist your arm, Farmer, until you at least get the 970. Believe me, I'm doing you a huge favor. But no, in all seriousness, it's like $50 to $100 more. So you're going from a card that's maybe $250 to $300 to one that's $350 to $400. So it might make economic sense. I mean, if you're really, really struggling for money, and you end up going with the 960, I completely understand. But I've always been kind of the person that really tried to save my money until I got, the hardware that I wanted. And again, I've built this huge computer right now, and I saved and saved and saved and saved so that I could do that. So that's my philosophy, and everybody's different. That's all right. And then even going on, as far as the 980, now here's my kind of philosophy about the GTX 980s. If you are going to be gaming at 1440p, you pretty much want to go ahead and upgrade to the 980s, especially if you are going to have a monitor that is capable of displaying or refreshing faster than 60 hertz. Now, a hertz is a cycle. So if you say 60 hertz, that's a cycle, or 60 cycles a second, or essentially it's saying the screen can redraw the entire screen from top to bottom 60 times every second. So that's essentially 60 frames per second, right? Well, if you have a monitor that can display faster than that, and believe me, your eye can tell a difference. If you're looking at a game that's frame locked at 60 frames a second, and you're always playing at 60 frames a second, you're probably going to sit back and you're going to say, no, you can't tell a difference. I can. And I'm sure you would be able to. I mean, if you go from like a game, playing a game at 60 frames a second to 100 frames a second, you're going to be able to tell a difference. Maybe not as much if you go from like 100 to 144 in my case, but I think that you might maybe see like a tiny difference. But here's the thing: if you want to be playing at 1080p, or I'm sorry, at 1440p, at a higher than 60 hertz refresh rate, then go with the 980. Save up, get the 980. If you think you're going to be playing at 4K, if you want to buy a 4K monitor, maybe within the next year or two, even if it's locked at 60 frames a second, I think all 4K monitors either have a refresh rate of 30 hertz, which I wouldn't even bother with. Don't even, if somebody tries to sell you a 4K monitor at 30 hertz, go tell them they're crazy and kick them in the knee or something. But there are a lot of 4K monitors that are starting to come out that have a refresh rate of 60 hertz. I know Asus is releasing their first 4K ROG Swift monitor sometime this year. I think it might come out this summer, summer 2015. I'm not sure. But they did announce it at CES last week or the week before last, whenever it was. And so it's coming. It's in the pipe. But I would almost say, for me, hello. Oh, no. The game just crashed. I'm gonna restart the game, guys. Oh, that sucks. I don't know. Maybe that's weird. Oh, let's see what. Oh shoot, you guys can't see this. Let's see. Temperature of my graphics card, 54 Celsius. It's actually pretty good. Fan speed's at 38%, so that's pretty good. Okay, so let's go back into Farming Sim here. I'm so sorry, guys. Let's go into. Let's see if I can get courseplay set up right. Secondary mouse action, left, right. No, I want. Wait, is it courseplay? Oh man, I'm gonna have to go and start up my other computer because I just have to do this. So I'm gonna kind of cut through some of this so you guys don't have to get too bored. But I'm going to show you what you really need to do to set courseplay up. I have a 3-button mouse. Well, it's left, right, and then I have a scroll wheel in the center. And the scroll wheel itself I can actually push down on, and it will act as a an additional button. So that's what I'm trying to set up Farming Sim for. So I'm going to actually boot my computer up. It's actually booting up right now, and I am launching Farming Simulator. And I'm going to take a drink of water here. And I'm sorry, guys, that you're having to sit here and watch this, but hey, you might learn something. Anyway, what I was saying earlier, too, about 4K is I'm really holding off on 4K displays right now. I don't think the technology is fully baked yet. I still think it's got a couple years to go before we really start seeing nice, 80, 90, 100 hertz, well, maybe even like 144 hertz refresh rate 4K displays. It's coming, but like I said, I just don't think the tech is there yet. All right, so I'm looking at the options on my old PC. Controls. I don't know why the thing starts all the way at the bottom of the control menu. It's weird. Come on, where's my courseplay? Okay, courseplay mouse action. This should be the left button. Secondary mouse action is going to be the middle button. So if you only have a 2-button mouse, you want this one to be left, this one to be right. Okay, so we're going to save that. Hello. Oh, am I still recording? Okay. Yeah, you guys, I don't think you'll see my desktop at all. Hopefully you won't, because you don't want to see all the... Anyway, hey, look over there. Let's see. Let's look at my mods really quick. Adjustable mirrors, animation map trigger. There's some map mods. Hopefully we can find... Yeah, inspector mod. There it is. What did I think? Load stat... Oh, maybe the load status is the one that I don't use. Okay, load stat... So I'm using Inspector version 1.2. I don't know why. I don't know why their icon is upside down, but whatever. Oh, maybe because they're Aussie. Maybe they're from Australia. I don't know. I'm just, I got the John Deere quad track. Wasn't really a fan of it. As a matter of fact, it uses the exact same quad track wheels as what's on the New Holland. I thought that was kind of lazy programming, and no, it's not a reskin, but anyway, I thought that was kind of lazy. And I got some different mods here, so if you want to pause the video, yeah, Two Rivers courseplay. Version 4.0. I guess I still have the developer version. I guess I have not installed the full release version yet. Okay, so let's get back to the game because I'm going to just have to get the corn started. Nope, these are my test profiles down here. Gosh, you're seeing all the behind the scenes stuff. You guys aren't supposed to see this stuff. Gosh. I don't even know why I should edit all this out. I'm so ashamed of myself. I'm actually kind of ashamed of my computer for crashing on me. Oh, brother. Okay, well, at least I can set up courseplay now, I think. Here we go. And we're back to having no money again. Alright, so we can at least load up this map and drive the course, and we can get our combine going at the same time. Well, that was an unexpected sucktasm of suckiness. I really apologize for the crash there. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to end the episode, and before I do, I'm going to finish my discussion on video cards. But after that, I'm going to end the episode. But I'm going to just get these guys going here so that what is this dude doing? He is like not really doing much. Start at. I don't know why he's going so darn slow. He's just taking his dear old time. But yeah, I'll end the episode after I kind of finish my discussion of video cards, and then I'll finish this field off screen since I've already done most of it anyway, and we had the crash unfortunately. And then I'll come back and we'll finish up the corn harvest and see how much we get. So yeah. So anyway, essentially what I was saying is if you think that you want to be gaming above or faster than 60 frames a second, so I'm gonna say 60 frames to 144 frames or 60 hertz to 144 hertz, somewhere in that range, and you want to be doing that at 1440p, which is a resolution between 1080p and 4K, so 1440p. If you want to be doing that, or if you do want to get a 4K monitor at 60 hertz, then get the 980. That's basically what it boils down to. If you're going to continue gaming with a 1080p monitor, and again, most 1080p monitors are locked at 60 hertz, but some aren't. There's some out there that I think are 80, 90, 100 hertz, maybe more. So if you've got one of those types of monitors, you're probably going to be A-okay with the 970. You're probably going to be better than okay with that one. And then if you just are, like I said, if you're trying to scrape by, if you're on a budget and you're going to be doing 1080p, maybe your monitor only displays it at 60 hertz, then you're probably going to be fine with the 960. But obviously the 970 and the 980 are going to give you much more staying power for really the next 2 years, I would guess, at least. I mean, especially the 980, it is one heck of a beast of a video card. I can't really imagine throwing too much else at it that it's not going to just absolutely devour. So anyway, that's kind of what I was wanting to say. In my opinion, I have been researching this topic quite thoroughly because I actually was considering the 970 quite heavily for a while, but then I just decided my main goal with my new PC was to really go no holds barred, to make the best PC I could possibly do, and probably even overkill it quite a bit. And that's exactly what I did. And I think I've got a machine that's going to carry me through several years at least. So I think this will be a good investment. It wasn't cheap. When I do my unboxing video for the PC, I am going to actually put out a parts list, and I'm going to try to get links to all the components that I purchased at Newegg, so that if you guys want to do the math and go part by part and see see how much I paid, then you can do that. But who knows? The prices on those things can change as well. So I don't know where my guy's going. Where is he going now? Where's my combine? Oh, there's my combine. So he comes out to the field. Now he's going to drive back there. Well, I don't know what he's doing. He's drunk. He is drunk. All right, guys. Thank you so much again for watching. I apologize for the crash, but I promise when I come back next week, we will have this issue. He's just like going through the motions. He's like, didn't even stop at the... What in the heck is he doing? 2 combined courses. Wait a second here. Let's... Stop driver. Okay. Now he's on combine. Okay. Let's delete the courses. There's no course loaded. Maybe I already had the course in there. Drive course. Okay. So now it's just the one course. Ugh, tragedy averted. So yeah, when I come back, I'll probably have my next episode out. I'm kind of trying to go for like Saturday, try to have one episode out on the weekend, like Saturday or Sunday, and then have another episode out midweek, like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, somewhere in that time frame. And then in between those, I'm going to try to have other videos like construction sim, emergency. I'll probably finish up my Assassin's Creed Black Flag series, and I'm even going to plan on throwing in some Euro Truck in there as well. So yeah. So I appreciate you guys that are still watching. Thank you so much. We'll see you in the next video, whatever that may be, or the next farming sim video if that's all you watch. Again, thank you so much. Please don't forget to like and share my videos. Helps me out tremendously, helps my channel grow and prosper. And feel free to comment. And if you haven't done so, please subscribe. We'll see you guys next time for more Farming Simulator 15. I'm Brad M73. Bye for now.